Hi, want to decorate a cake with me? Let's go. So first I'm going to start by taping down my cake board to my spinning cake tool so that everything can stay still while I am working on it. This is me stacking and crumb coating. There's a little bit of simple syrup there to keep my cake nice and moist. I'm making this 2 days in advance, and I just wanted it to stay moist while it sat in the fridge. Sorry to use that word so many times. Oh my God. Anyways, so I am crumb coating, and I am doing this with this chocolate buttercream that I actually made with black cocoa powder. As you can see, it's not dark, dark black. It's just like a grayish black. It gets darker as it sits. And it is the most delicious addition to buttercream frosting. So I make a regular vanilla buttercream and then I add this black cocoa powder to it. Number one, it turns it black, and number two, it makes it taste like Oreos, like Oreo cookie crumbs. It is absolutely so delicious. So, anyways, this cake is a 90s theme, and I am just doing these geometric prints, geometric shapes, and I'm just going to do a buttercream image transfer where I just freeze the buttercream and then just kind of peel it off the parchment and stick it on the cake. This process was a little bit tricky because it kept deep thawing as I was taking shapes off, and I just put them on one large piece of parchment, so there was no freezing some shapes while others were out. It was just one of those processes where it was in and out of the freezer, but it's okay. I'm learning as I go. So now I am doing the top coat of buttercream, and as you can see, it did darken. It sat and it darkened, and look how beautiful it is. It is looking black, and I'm doing this 90s theme on this cake. This customer, her husband, just loves 90s everything. He loves neon colors. He's a really fun, sweet guy. So we wanted to make this cake look very 90s and nostalgic, and it's this 90s print theme. And if you don't know about this, it was on everything. And I can think of like Saved by the Bell when the credits were running and the names were going. There was a print behind it, and it was like triangles and circles and squares and squiggly lines, and sometimes the squiggly lines would wiggle, and it was just this neon print in the background, and it was on everything. It was on people's clothes, hats, TV shows. It was on billboard. It was everywhere, and it's just this neon geometric shape print. I don't if you weren't there, it's just hard. It's hard to describe it, but it was everywhere. So something like this to people of my generation, it takes you back, and it reminds you of a time when things were just wild. Like the neon colors were just coming out of the 80s, and the 90s were this new time where they were trying to freshen everything up, and there was still a little bit of the 80s there. So obviously the bright colors and the crazy hair and the curly hair, and it was a fun time. And the TV shows back then, like I'm talking about Saved by the Bell, like there was so much hair in that TV show, and it was a good time. So anyways, as you can see, I'm doing the buttercream image transfer, and I'm also piping by hand any pieces that I feel like I could just do myself. And so I'm kind of smoothing them out, because when you're doing the buttercream image transfer, it gets nice and flat and pretty in the freezer. But the one issue is it does thaw quickly. And if I want to work quickly, which I do because I'm impatient, I have to put it in the freezer. And then I just started piping things by hand. Now I'm doing the border, and I just decided to do the border in all the different colors so that it would continue being bright and fun and cheery. And here is the topper. It's very 90s theme, and this is the cake. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have a fabulous day. Bye-bye.